We have always talked about the full year of fiscal 22 being our first full year with over $1 billion in revenue. What we had previously talked about is the moment in which we surpass the run rate or hit the run rate of $1 billion in revenue, which wouldn't be a full year of revenue at $1 billion, which was the earlier milestone. What we wanted to do is, given our solution sales strategy, our add-on product strategy, our big deal growth metrics, we didn't want to pinpoint the specific quarter in which we plan to hit that $1 billion run rate. However, we did commit to and recommit to being able to achieve over $1 billion in revenue in FY22, which is what we had previously talked about.
And why, to that point though, Aaron, why can't you be, more precise? For people who are looking, they want to know when you're going to hit that bogey. Is that? My question was is that because obviously you made these changes, you just referenced the sales force. I mean, is that just causing maybe some delays that you initially hadn't seen coming?
I think as we're looking 2 years out, it's harder to get a complete picture of exactly the quarter in which we plan to hit that $1 billion metric run rate again. And so as we get closer to that moment, I think we'll have more clarity around when we can guide to that specific run rate metric, although we are fully confident in surpassing $1 billion in revenue in FY22. So that part is unchanged. We are still early in, but we're seeing very successful signs of our modern and kind of updated go-to-market strategy, which is all about ensuring customers are able to deploy the full breadth of Box's capabilities. Last quarter, we did 50 deals over $100,000 as compared to 40 deals over $100,000 a year prior. We did 11 deals over $500,000 as compared to 8 a year prior. So you are seeing some pretty good progress against those key metrics.
But why though, Aaron? I could see some traders, investors, business people listening to this, and I could see some asking, he beat on Q2, he's mentioning the strong pipeline, the deals over 100,000. So why was the guide then, Aaron? It was basically roughly in line with what the Street was looking for. Are you really as confident about those upcoming quarters?
We are very confident in the upcoming quarters and in our ability to re-accelerate growth next year on a revenue basis, which means that we plan to re-accelerate growth on a billings basis at the end of this year. Our business is becoming a little bit more seasonal because of the bigger deal nature of the customers that we're serving, which means that it's a bit more of a back-end loaded year for us, especially in Q4, and we are seeing that show up in the numbers a bit. That I think is probably in part driving the conservative guide that you referenced in Q3. We did guide in line for the full year, so we're pretty happy about the numbers that we're going to put up there, and then fully expect to be able to re-accelerate growth going into fiscal 20, which starts in February of next year.
Let's switch gears here a little bit. We're here at BoxWorks. This is your big customer partner conference. One interesting bit of news is that you're going to make it easier now to integrate Box with all these different productivity suites. So whether that's Office, G Suite, iWork. Talk about what that's going to mean for Box's business.
Yeah, so our job is to be an open and integrated platform into all of the apps that our customers are using. So we help 69% of the Fortune 500 store, secure, and manage their critical information. But customers like General Electric, like Eli Lilly, like Pfizer, like Amgen, they want to be able to have one source of truth for their data, but connect that information to all of the applications that they're using. So at this conference, we've updated and announced new partnerships with ServiceNow, updated our partnership with Slack. We've announced new integrations with Google Suite. We've announced some new integrations with Office 365. So we want to make sure that when customers want to be able to access their data from anywhere, any application, any device, anywhere around the world, that we're fully integrated into all of the services that they're using. So partnerships are really core to our business.
Got it.
Here, great to speak with you today. I do, yes. Hey, Aaron, Morgan Brennan here. I just want to get your take on the specific new AI-driven Box Skills products, because we've seen the stock run up earlier this year, a lot of investor enthusiasm around this. In terms of when you expect those new products to specifically have an impact on the business, what's your timeline?
Yeah, so we announced yesterday in our main keynote that Box Skills Kit, this is the tool set that lets developers go and build those AI-driven services, is going to be generally available to customers in December. We see that as a moment where customers will be able to start to bring the AI services from IBM Watson, from Google, from Microsoft, directly to their content in Box. And we see that as a catalyst for more customers moving their content to the cloud and being able to drive automated business processes with their information. So I think the impact will be much more in next year, but we are seeing this becoming a more significant reason why customers are standardizing on Box for their full cloud content management, which is really important.
And I want to talk about another theme we're touching on CNBC, which is that clearly a lot of big tech in the crosshairs of some pretty powerful politicians and lawmakers. And I want to get your thought, because I remember back in March, you tweeted in response to Cambridge Analytica. I remember you said something to the effect of, regulation is coming. And actually you said probably for the best. But since then, obviously, listen, more evidence of platform abuse. You had Twitter taking criticism for Alex Jones. President Trump's going after Google regularly now. How is just your thinking evolving since that tweet about tech and about potential regulation that's on the way?
Well, I'd say the president's sort of tweets aside, I think that it's really important that as whether it's businesses or consumers use the internet, they have full control of their data. They know exactly how their information is being used, whether that's for advertising purposes or the news that they're seeing. And whether that is modern forms of regulation or the industry sort of adopting standards across the board about how they're going to be using information, or GDPR coming in from Europe, I do think that there needs to be updated ways of thinking about privacy, data security, and protection in the digital age. And this is fundamental to Box, but it's also, I think, going to be a fundamental right for any internet user.
And what's your quick response, Aaron? We have people who come on all the time on network, and some are saying, listen, on the left and right, they say big tech is just too big. It needs to be broken up, make them into public utilities. What's your response?
Well, I think that I think that could dramatically curtail the innovation we're seeing from this industry. So that could be a challenging outcome. But I would say that in general, providing more rights and protections for consumers and their data, whether those again are consumers on the personal side or business side, is really important. I don't know that means that they have to become public utilities, but I do think that we have to completely rethink how we're treating privacy and data protection in the digital age.